Hello and welcome to my presentation on the ethnographic case study focused on Korean American families. The ethnographic case study I chose to pursue was of the Fish family and their heritage from South Korea. I interviewed Demi, Kelly, and Jenny Pish, who were born in Seoul, South Korea. I also interviewed Preston Pish, an American Air Force pilot who met Demi while stationed in Seoul. The family has been in the United States for 7 years now, making annual trips back to Korea in the summer. Jenny, age 17, and Kelly, age 14, are Demi's nieces. They have also moved to the United States with them. The girls have chosen to live with their aunt instead of their mother in Korea to have a chance at what they consider to be a better life and education. I had the privilege of sitting down with the family on 2 separate occasions to interview the entire family on living in Korea. The Pish family is not alone in their transition to living in America. Within the past 3 decades, the Korean population in the U.S. has increased more than 10 times, from less than 100,000 in 1970 to more than 1.2 million in 2000. The reason that Jenny and Kelly Pish and many other families like them have left their homes in Korea for a new life in America is for the opportunity of an American education. In Korea, children attend school from 8 to 4 p.m. for normal school hours. Then, they attend institution, which is secondary schooling similar to a tutoring service. The students spend 2 hours there doing extra work for school and obtaining assistance for subjects they are struggling in. Unlike American schools, extracurriculars such as sports, music, and arts are not encouraged in the middle and high school levels. Korean children can take part in these leisure activities in elementary school, but continuing is discouraged as they grow older, as their focus should be on academics and their future. The curriculum is much different as well. As described by Demi, the teachers are more concerned with memorizing. Each student gets a list of things that they need to memorize and then speak it out. The opportunity that the Korean children see in American schools is that the information can be applied to the topic that they are teaching and the meaning behind the content. In an attempt to understand and immerse myself in the Korean culture, I was offered to accompany the family to dinner at the Korean barbecue restaurant located in Baltimore named Honey Pig. The restaurant was similar to a hibachi restaurant where the food can be cooked in front of you. The term barbecue is much different than I had perceived from an American viewpoint, where I imagined meat covered in barbecue sauce cooked on the grill out back. Demi had ordered bulgogi, which is the most popular variety of Korean barbecue consisting of grilled meat. Before cooking, the meat is marinated with a mixture of soy sauce, sugar, sesame oil, garlic, and pepper. The food, although spicier than I had expected, was excellent. The food was served family style with the meat and rice in the middle and many sides served alongside, with many different types of vegetables and sauces. The restaurant was inhabited by just as many American families as Korean families, although the entire waiter staff was Korean. The atmosphere of the restaurant was very cheery, and a mixture of Korean and English could be heard being spoken at any time. The history of the Korean written language can be traced back centuries to its early beginning as what I consider to be a Creole language out of Chinese and the Korean spoken language. The research I found suggests that Korean and Japanese belong to the Altaic language family, which also includes Turkish and Mongolian languages. King Sejong, a monarch of the Ying dynasty, formed the Korean writing system called Hangul. By the 15th century, the Korean language had emerged equivalent to the language that is still used today. Before Hangul, other Korean scripts used a complex system of Chinese characters to represent the sounds of Korean. But because of the difference between Chinese and Korean, Chinese characters could not adequately denote Korean speech. Along with the difficulties of translating, only an exclusive group of people had the time to study the Chinese language. King Sejong commissioned the invention of a phonetic script, both more efficient and accessible to the common people. His efforts in language and the invention of Hangul marked a major achievement in Korean history, because it contributed to one of the highest increases in literacy rates in the world. Hangul consists of 24 letters, 14 consonants, and 10 vowels. Korean is a complicated and morphologically rich language marked by its inflections and affixes. Gender and number are not marked in the language, and it lacks articles, relative pronouns, conjunctions, and agglutinations. In South Korea, Hangul is occasionally augmented by Chinese characters called Hanja, whereas in North Korea, Hanja is virtually non-existent. There is a class of postpositional particles or suffixes, which may be used to mark 7 cases, including nominative, genitive, accusative, dative, locative, instrumental, and commutative. The use of pronouns and verbs are marked to reflect the social status of the speaker, which falls into 4 categories: plain, informal polite, formal polite, and honor. Korean is a subject-object-verb language, but as long as the verb occurs in sentence final position, the order of the constituents can vary. During the interview, Demi and Jenny discussed how the Korean language was created from the basis of the Chinese writing system. Demi emphasized how Koreans know that their language is derived from other languages, but desire to keep what they have now pure, limiting the amount of influences that Chinese and Japanese have on their daily use of language. This project has allowed me to utilize the solid basis of information that I have gathered throughout the course, and to look more deeply into the heritage of my neighbors. I was further able to understand the different origins of languages and explore just how each language may have diverged into its modern form. I believe that the pride exemplified for Korean culture is influenced by the language's history. Koreans did not just begin at their earliest knowledge into a language. Their predecessors had to idealize and fight for its own individual language. The Korean culture I had the pleasure to examine is one that is not ashamed of its history, but proud of where they are as a culture today. As an American citizen, the time spent with the Pish family brought to mind a comparison of their language and ours. In Korea and many other parts of the world, English is taught as a complementary language to their native language. Here, in the United States, English is fighting to remain predominant, with so many other cultures melting together. The pride we once had in our strong nation and the dominance from the power of language as English speakers can learn something from the rich heritage and pure sounds of the Korean language. I think everyone could benefit from studying the Korean language and its people. They represent the pride in who they are and where they have been to become hardworking, trusting, and resilient people of today. This project has been enriching exploration into the plethora of cultural experiences that are waiting right outside my door. I found the assignment to open my eyes to the experiences that I can have if I step outside of my own cultural upbringing. I was introduced not only more in depth to my neighbors, but also the entire Korean American culture. I am honored to have been allowed to interview and better understand the Pish family, and grateful for them being willing and open to my questions and interviews. I believe this project will further allow me to explore the multitude of cultures available in our world and to be able to view them through a linguistically understanding viewpoint. Thank you.